Good morning. It's morning here in Arizona, and this is super unusual that I am doing a Facebook Live selfie style. First of all, I usually have my team with me, and we're usually doing this properly at the office, but I cannot move about on my Saturday until we talk. We just got to talk about this. So I'm doing something super different than what I usually do, and I'm bringing my good vibes T-shirt and everything to the party. What we're going to talk about for seriously like 10 minutes. Like I have so much going on today. Our Saturday is really packed, but this is so important to me, and it is clearly a hot topic. And yesterday, I posted a video, a 60-second video question. I asked you guys about whether or not you related to Teresa. And Teresa is a friend in our community, and I don't mean our physical, geographical community. I mean this community, this online community of scrapbookers, wannabe scrapbookers, new scrapbookers, longtime scrapbookers. We're all in this together, right? I do not love that light. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn that off. I snuck away. Let's see if this is better. I snuck away to a place that's a little bit quieter. So I'm in my guest room. Okay, now I look really blown out. All right. Okay. So Teresa is someone in our community who was really concerned about this aha moment that she had with her son, who's like, yeah, Mom, you spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos on scrapbooking, and you have a lot of supplies, and you do a lot of this viewing, watching, gathering, buying, consuming, but what do you have to show for it, right? What do you have to show for it? And that was her aha moment. And I think at some point, a lot of us have had a similar aha moment. Good morning to you, Amanda. Thanks for being here. So this is what I want to do. So I said in that video, in the caption, I said, I'm going to chime in later. I've got my own thoughts. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And then I got really busy with the kids and getting everybody where they needed to be. And then I had a really fun party last night. And so I went to bed late, and then it didn't happen. I didn't chime in. So this morning I was scrolling through all of your comments. Thank you, Amanda. That's so sweet. It's a fresh haircut. That's why it looks different. This morning I woke up and I couldn't get this topic out of my head, and I was reading through all of your comments, and I was going to chime back in and just write what my thoughts were. And I was like, forget it. That I just gotta, we need to talk. I really don't want to do this for very long, but I'm gonna just quickly go through a few things that really stood out to me. Bear with me, because I usually don't do selfie style for Facebook Live, especially because it's not steady. But I want to share with you a few of the comments that other people shared, and then I'm going to leave you with a couple of my own thoughts, and then I'm going to let you go. And of course, interact. I mean, thank you, Sherry. That's so sweet. I would love to hear if you have something more to add, but my goal is that we keep this pretty brief. First of all, by the way, Teresa, whoever you are, friend in our community, thank you so much for saying what a lot of people are feeling, the guilt that they're sensing. Because as you could tell, as a lot of us could tell from the comments, this is a very relatable topic. This is something that a lot of people feel guilty about, and a lot of people are struggling with, and it's very, very real. And you brought it to the surface. So I just want to give a total shout out to Teresa, all right? So Shanice, no, just kidding. Let me go to Shanice in a minute. Debbie is somebody who said, first of all, let me just tell you what I'm sharing with you. When I read, if you don't have time to read through all those comments, and I don't blame you, the gist of it is that so many people relate. So many people relate to Teresa. So many people relate to the situation. So many people understand the guilt and the struggle. So that's point number one. Point number two is that there were so many people who, what I had asked is if you've had a solution that you share it. And over and over and over, it came back to Project Life. Now, disclaimer. Yeah, that's a system that I created. And yeah, I'm going to sound like an infomercial here in just a second if I'm not careful. but I assure you that I am a believer that everyone should connect with something that makes sense for them, that helps them get their scrapbooks done. It does not have to be Project Life. I'm a believer in Project Life. Duh. It's a system that I think is working for so many people, and I'm so grateful, but that's not my message, is to breathe that down people's throats all the time. If you want to do creative, elaborate, traditional scrapbooking, please do that. If you want to do chapbooks, do that. If you want to do photo albums with no journaling, do that. If you want to make photo books through Shutterfly, do that. Do whatever is going to make the most sense for you. But I couldn't help but notice that there were so many people who over and over were just saying Project Life was their solution. I am not being as short as I thought I was supposed to be. This is harder than I thought. And my arm's getting really tired. Guys, how am I supposed to do this? The guilt is horrible. Yes, I think part of the challenge is that gathering is the easy part. Rebecca nailed it. Gathering is the easy part, and action is overwhelming in the size and scope. And then I missed the last of her. Oh, you guys. Yes, that's exactly what's up. That's exactly it. Okay, this is what Debbie says. I stopped scrapbooking for about 5 years just after my second child was born. Just could not find the time or energy to do those big layouts anymore. And when she says big layouts, she means like traditional pages, like the 12 by 12 big layouts that are, big and creative. Then she says, I discovered Project Life and it changed my life. Dramatic much? You decide. We've heard this so many times. It certainly changed my life, specifically the app. But to have someone say that something's changed their life kind of makes you want to perk up. What's the secret sauce? What's going on? What are they doing? She says, I can now scrapbook and keep up with our days, months, years easily. All right. So, and then Leanne, you're saying, I always feel like I should be doing something else, like cooking or cleaning or exercising. Plus I work for full time. Hey, sister. That's my story. I work full time. I run a business. I'm serving a lot in the community and in church. I'm doing dishes. I'm doing laundry. I'm running my kids. Like, I know. We are in the same boat. And that's what I want people to realize. I don't sit around and scrapbook every day. Ain't nobody got time for that. That is not the way that real life works. I think 20 years ago, so many people, am I holding my hand over the microphone? I hope I'm doing this right. I think that when scrapbooking was so big and exciting and new, there were people who just wanted to devote a lot of time to it. I know. It's not that way anymore, and we don't have that sort of time the way we used to maybe prioritize it. Okay, let me keep going because I want you to watch this broadcast with a mission. If this is you, and if you feel like you're in this situation of being a scrapbook faker, this is a term that somebody in our community used. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Scrapbook faker. You collect ideas, you buy the products, you know everything that's the latest and greatest, but what do you have to show for it? And maybe if you don't have any scrapbooks to show for it, or if you used to, but you don't anymore, that's what she's calling for herself, a scrapbook faker. And that's why I use that term in the title. So thank you, friend, whoever brought that up. But my goal is, if you watch this broadcast, and I'm just going to talk for a few more minutes, I want you to leave with some sort of takeaway. One little thing that you think is going to be like, you know what? I can do this. So this is what Shanice says. And my arm is so tired. I'm like, I'm not sure how else to do this, you guys. Where's the tripod or my team when I need them? I may not be doing this on a Saturday again, but hey, impromptu for the win, right? Shanice says, I started using the Project Life app. Again, totally at risk of sounding like an infomercial or self-promoting because the app is my baby. But oh my goodness, you guys, oh my goodness, I can't even tell you. If you've downloaded it and you haven't played with the app yet, can you just tap around today, tap around on the app and just discover for yourself how stinking easy it is? So easy. She says, I use nothing but the Project Life app. And then she says, because Becky said so, ha ha ha. And again, I don't force anything down anyone's throats, but people know if it works for me, surely there's a chance that it will work for them, right? But this is the key. This is where I'm going with her comment. She says, but by limiting myself to these super duper simple steps. And she's talking about the Project Life app and then editing with PicTop Go, which you don't even have to do if you're on iOS outside of the app at all. It's built into the app, which is really, really cool. By limiting myself to this and printing pages directly through the app, I have completed scrapbooks in our house for the first time in years. Wow, that makes me so happy. Okay, so that's kind of like takeaway one. For some of you who don't have the app yet, or you have it and maybe haven't played with it yet, or maybe, I don't know, you just haven't gotten a grip on it, it's easier than you think, like so crazy easy. If some of you have the app, use the app, and you know how easy it is, chime in. Give me some thumbs up, hearts, or leave a comment or something so that other people can go, oh, okay, she's not just, blowing steam. Like, this is the real deal. Julie says, the app has been life-changing, being able to do a few pages at a time at the same time. Oh, I lost your comment. Okay, let's carry on then. All right, so another friend, Smiley Nan on Instagram, says, I have such mom guilt about not being a good memory keeper. And I know a lot of you feel guilt. We've all felt guilt at some point with our memory keeping. It's just, why do we do that? Why do we do that to ourselves? She says, I just listened to Becky's Facebook Live about time-saving tips. If you guys haven't watched that one, watch it. And I'm going to try to keep this year simple and set aside time every Sunday to just get her done. All right, so I got two big takeaways from that one. Number one, I know I breathe this message a lot. And I know that maybe some people are like, but I don't want to make it simple. Then this message isn't for you. Do your more artistic, creative, fun, but complicated approach to scrapbooking and be good with it. Be okay with it. But if you are literally collecting ideas and products and consuming and gathering and all of that, and you're not actually scrapbooking, I need you to have this like moment of truth with yourself. If that's you, then I am going to sincerely invite you to truly keep it simple. Now, what's the point of that? Is it to force you into a style of simplicity? No, that's not my style, to force anyone to do anything, but this is the strategy. This is where I'm coming from, up here and up and down here in my Good Vibes sweatshirt. If you haven't done anything for a while, if you've never started, but you keep it simple at first, then I feel confident that through that experience, you're going to feel how easy it is to do, which will then propel you into more scrapbooking, at which point you can do whatever the heck you want, and you can get more elaborate, and you can get more creative, and you can add more products, and you can get back on Pinterest and Instagram and search all the ideas all the live long day. But until then, if you're not getting anything done, let's get something done, and let's keep it really, really simple so that it happens quickly and easily. And you're like, oh, this isn't so hard and complicated after all. That's my strategy. That's my theory, and why I would encourage you to start slowly or simply. Oh, my arm is gonna fall asleep, you guys. Okay, should have stretched before I did Facebook Live, and I'm for sure longer than 10 minutes. For sure, I'm longer than 10 minutes. Typical. All right. So then Scrap Happy Jen says, this is her advice. She says, you guys, thank you. You're chiming in. Oh, I can't wait to read back all your comments. Better done than not. Yes, Julie, better done than not. That's exactly what I say. Yep. And Wade Tara said she can't wait for Project 52. Oh gosh. Okay. There's so much to talk about. All right. Let me read this other one. This is really, really important. And because this is a takeaway, this is a tip that maybe will resonate with some of you. Scrap Happy Jen says, this is my advice. Make it part of your daily routine. Now, don't tune me out just because I said daily. I'm not talking about an hour exercise program here, okay? This could be like a 5-minute thing. Swap those moments. Ready for this? Ready? My arm is seriously going to fall off. I'm switching arms. Okay. Sorry, that's my paper because I printed out a few of these comments because I'm using my phone to film. Swap those moments of perusing social media for scrapbooking. Okay, you and I both know that perusing and scrolling and doing this on your phone adds up to a lot of minutes, like a lot more than you and I realize sometimes, right? I've gained a lot more control in my own life with how much and how little time I spend on social media. With the scrolling, I share a lot. I love content. I love putting it out there. It's my jam. But when you sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll, what's being neglected? Someone once said, everything that you say yes to means that you're saying no to something else. So you and I can cry all day long about how busy we are and how we don't have time for whatever. But when we break down the reality, yes, Michelle's saying guilty. We all are. When you break down the reality of how we spend our time, and especially on our phone, this is where the app comes in. Because yeah, you're on your phone, so am I. We all have this as like an extra appendage to our bodies. We have a phone on us like all the time. So guess what we can do to manage our time with our phone? We can spend less time scrolling. And if you're waiting at the doctor's office or sitting in the carpool line or whatever, well then by golly, that is what the app is for. I am taking too long to get to this point. Okay, she says, swap those moments of perusing social media for scrapbooking. Every little bit helps. Limit yourself to a few supplies, whether you make kits from your stash or subscribe to a club, and don't let the undone stuff overwhelm you. Anything you do will be better than nothing if scrapbooking is really important to you. And the biggest thing, she says, let go of guilt. So, for sure, let go of the guilt, but that's like a whole, emotional conversation in and of itself. Let me go back to one thing that she said. Daily routine. Now, this may or may not work for some of you, and definitely chime in if you have something to say about this. But daily is something, it doesn't mean make 50 pages a day. It just means every day, if you swap your activity of scrolling social media with making, say, a page or two in the Project Life app, because then guess what? Did you know that when you use the Project Life app, you're not getting out any supplies? You're not taking up space in your room? You can actually put dinner on your table instead of all of the paper, scissors, glues, and tools. I'm telling you, it's magic stuff. There's a reason why it's helping people. All right. I'm going to stop reading people's comments from yesterday, because that's what I woke up this morning just reading through all these comments, and they were brilliant and insightful and helpful. You guys are helping each other. But this is what I'm going to leave you with. And then, obviously, if there's a question I can answer, I will. But I've got to go, and you've got to go. I have two things that keep coming back to my mind that I want to share with you. Number one, stop looking, start doing. Sorry to be so bold, but I'm just going to say it. You have looked and browsed and pinned and repinned and gathered and purchased and even shared all of the fun things that you think are fun to do, all the ideas, all the products, all the cool whatever, techniques, new things. So fun. I get it. Like, that's part of the hobby and that's part of the experience. But now, my friend, you have gathered so much, and I don't mean just physical product. I mean, like, you've gathered and consumed so much. You have the ideas in your head. You know what you want to do. It's all in your head. You're just paralyzed and you can't seem to get started. So I'm inviting you to stop browsing and start doing. And what I mean by that is to sincerely consider putting on the blinders. Like, don't look at those places that you look for inspiration. Don't look anymore on Pinterest, or be a doer, not a dreamer. Somebody said, stop looking. Just even for try this. I just thought of this. Try this. Like, go on a Project Life inspiration seeking fast for 1 week. Will you do that? Will you consider not looking at any of that stuff for 1 week? And in this week of not looking, I want you to actually think, okay, I'm going to do one thing. And it's either I'm going to download the app and make a page, or it's going to be, I'm going to start making that one scrapbook because I already have the supplies. I already got that mini album. I already got that big pack of A. whatever, do that. So stop looking and start doing. That's number one. And then the second thought, I wrote it down. Yeah, I've said this before. I've said it a lot of times, and I think that I need to just say it again. When it comes to scrapbooking, when it comes to getting started and not knowing where to start or not knowing where to pick back up, I believe that when you pick one subject, person, time period, event, trip, whatever, but one thing that's focused, that really, really resonates with you, you're really connected with it for whatever reason, you are excited about it, it's motivating to you, and that's the key right there. What motivates you? What is something that you're feeling excited about? Start with that, or start back with that. And again, let's go into the psychology of this for a little bit. Not for a little bit, I gotta go. But quickly, the psychology in this, in my opinion, sorry, my arm's getting tired again, is that when you start with a topic that you feel so excited about, you will, again, propel yourself into success. Why? Because you are having this great experience. Let's just say, for example, that I know it was 15 years ago, but when you and your husband, now husband, but back then you were dating, you were courting, you were getting engaged, you were preparing for marriage, all those things. Maybe that's what you're most excited about because, gosh, you haven't thought about it in 15 years. And do you remember those pictures and how fun that was? And remember that one trip you went on together and la 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 la, right? And so if that's exciting to you, then that's what you should focus on. If you're like, oh my gosh, anything beyond last summer I can't even go there. Well, then don't. Start with right now. Start with the stuff that you did this fall, or start with whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to connect with the one thing. And the reason for that, like I said, is that when you do that, you're going to have fun because you're excited about that particular topic, person, thing, event, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Am I making any sense at all? I really hope, because it's a Saturday morning and I don't know. I'm not in my usual realm of being at the office and being in work mode, and that's just it, is I'm not in work mode, but man, this has eaten me alive. And I woke up thinking about it, and I just felt like we needed to talk about this. If you have any other suggestions, please leave your comments. Please chime in, help each other out, and let's stop browsing and start doing. Let's do that. I think that would be really good for a lot of us. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here on a Saturday morning. Thank you for showing up. And thanks for your comments and your engagement. You guys, I've seen some of your comments and I can tell that you're helping. Oh, Katie. Ooh, good point. I'd start with whatever photos are easy to get to. Katie, thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, for sure. That's actually a really, really good point. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, you're my favorite person right now. You know why that matters? You know why she's saying that? Because I might be really excited about, say, the engagement years the dating or engagement years or whatever. If those pictures, if I'm not sure where they are and have I scanned them yet and where are they and did I put them in Dropbox, if that added step is going to prevent you from getting something done, I'm going to agree with what she said. Let's just not worry about that one yet, unless you really want to, right? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So if it means that the pictures that are the most accessible to you are the ones sitting on your phone right at this very moment, guess what? You don't even have to print them. You don't even have to print them, guys. Do you know that that's how the app works? It works like this. I'm going to end after this. Project Life app. I just gotta let you know, because we have new people all the time too. You use the app, you drag and drop in your pictures right there from your phone or from Dropbox, from Google Photos or whatever, right? You pull them in, you tappity-tap, you add in a few of the pre-designed cards. You add a little journaling. You can even use Siri or speech to talk, or what's it called? Speech to text, talk to text. You talk to your phone and it types it out, because that's magical. It's my favorite thing about it. And then that is it. The page is complete. Now, then you have to order the prints. Tap on order prints and receive those prints in the mail. We ship them to you. The quality and price are both amazing. Can't beat it. And then you slip them into page protectors, and then you have them in an album. That's how the Project Life app works. So for those of you who are new to the app and you're thinking, well, that's just technology, I need to hold my memories in my hands. And I'm like, yeah, amen, sister. I know. That's why we designed the app this way, so that you don't have to get out supplies. You don't have to print your pictures. You don't have to do all of the fuss that scrapbooking oftentimes is. You can still scrapbook, and it's quite lovely scrapbooking, laying horizontally in your bed, or, you know, waiting in the carpool pickup line, or sitting in the tub for that matter. Be careful. But then the key is to actually get them printed. You must print those pages. And yes, photo books are coming so soon. Scroll down a few posts ago, yesterday or a couple days ago, I shared an update on that, so I won't elaborate here. And yeah, that's the scoop. Okay, I gotta let you go. I gotta go. I gotta figure out how to finish this. But peace out. Have a good Saturday. Stop scrolling. Stop consuming. Stop buying. For just a week, just stop, just put your blinders on and do something. And then when you do something, throw me a comment on social media and let me know how it's going. And we can talk about this again. I can talk about this. I like to talk about this stuff. All right, you guys, have a great Saturday. I will see you later. Bye.